Okay, so we looked at these three parallel lines already, and we're going to be looking at some others coming up. And we're talking about here about plotting points on the line itself. How do we actually construct these lines? Well, we construct them by simply just plotting points, and then you add up, right? You connect the dots between all the points, and you basically get a line. And the way we do this is by constructing a table. So we're going to label x and y, and then if you plug in 0 in for x, your y is equal to 0. Plug 1 in for y, or plug 1 in for your x, and y is equal to 1, and then 2, y is 2, and so forth. And then so you look at this, it said 0, 0, right? And then the next one is 1, 1. And then the next one we go over 2 and up 2. Alright, so we're looking at 1, 1 here, and then of course up 2 and over 2 right there. Over 2 and up 2, I guess you could say, and then all the negatives. Alright. Now if we looked at x plus 1, let's draw a different table here. Alright, so label our x and our y. So look at here, plug 1 in. 1 plus 1 is 2. And if we plot that, you go over 1 and up 2. Alright, I guess we should have started with 0 here. Plug 0 in. 0 plus 1 is 1. So we go over 0, which we don't go over 0. 0 is right there at the origin. So x is 0, and then go up 1 unit. Alright, so that would be our other point on the graph. Let's try 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we would go over 2 units to the right and then up 3 units. So this graph is probably not to scale here, but it's close enough, I guess. Same thing with x minus 1. Now that's the graph that's been shifted downwards. We plug 0 in and we get negative 1, because 0 minus 1 is negative 1, right? So 0, negative 1, that'll be right here. And of course we can write that as an ordered pair, 0, negative 1. Alright. Plug 1 in, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So obviously, right, this thing's not to scale, because that's like 2 right there or something. So that would be the point 1, 0 on the graph. Of course, we can write that as an ordered pair if we want. 1, 0. And let's take a look at y is equal to negative x. And I guess the best thing to do is just take a look at the graph here. Let the computer graph it out. So y is equal to negative x. The graph has been kind of flipped, right, about the y-axis. It's a reflection. It's a reflection about the y-axis. That's y is equal to x. You could see the orange line being y equal to x. And of course, like I said, we got a reflection there about the y-axis. It's a reflection of each other. Alright. And of course, that's y is equal to negative x plus 1. So as you can see here, we shifted the graph up 1 unit. Right, we call that a translation. We just translated the graph 1 unit upward. Translation. Now this particular graph here, so things are going to start getting a little bit more interesting, getting out of straight lines and into more curves. This particular one here is called a parabola. It's called a parabola. And when we reflect the parabola about the x-axis, all right, we get, I guess maybe I should write this stuff down. So this is y is equal to x squared, and then y is equal to negative x squared. And of course, let me sketch that out here real quick. Attempt to draw an xy axis. Use a different color. Alright, so this is y is equal to x squared, and let's use a different color here, about purple. And this is y is equal to negative x squared. So as you can see here, they're both reflections of each other about the x-axis. Alright, about the x-axis. Okay, and of course we can draw a table. And of course that's y is equal to x squared there. So plug 0 in, and 0 squared is 0, obviously. And so as you can see here, that's going to be the point right here at the origin. Okay, now plug 1 in. 1 squared is equal to 1. So we go over 1, up 1, and obviously this graph's not to scale, but you get the idea. Okay. Now if we'll come over here and take a look. I'll try to get as close as I can. Okay, there we go. So as you can see there, 1, 1, right, plug 1 in, you get 1 out. Okay. And that's good for the even, you plug negative numbers in. So what we do is we just go through and draw a table, plot as many points as we can, and then just connect the dots. And then of course here on the negative side also. So when you're first learning how to graph, that's normally what you do. Construct a table, plug some numbers in, get your ordered pairs, plot them, and then connect the dots. Okay. So that's a reflection about the x-axis. You see I'm plugging 1 in and we get negative 1 out. So you see that graph is being reflected there about the x-axis. Now we've got some other graphs that we'll be looking at. This particular one here is y is equal to x cubed. Right, y is equal to x cubed. See this? And this is actually symmetric about the origin. Let me sketch this out. We got just a second left. So, right, so this, whoops. Let me go back and erase that. So this is y is equal to x cubed. Need to make that correction right there. Right. And then of course we can translate the graph upward 1 unit. And then downward we'd say x cubed minus 1. Right, x cubed minus 1.